Now that you have an idea of how I went about collecting data for this study, let's have a look at the results. Remember that this was the first economy-wide material flow analysis performed in Cape Town, so only 1 year of data is available. Cape Town is at the stage of exploring options to use urban metabolism in its environmental reporting, so these figures are useful to give the city a starting point for future work. I will browse the results from this work by using the Metabolism of Cities website. Within this website, there is a free material flow analysis tool called OMAT available, which allows administering and sharing of material flow data. You can explore all of the data from this video yourself by viewing the Cape Town dataset in the list of projects. Let's start with the data tables. There are 6 tables. You may remember that the core Eurostat dashboard includes only 4 flows. However, in this dataset, the regular imports were separated from the throughputs. Throughput refers to material flows that enter Cape Town due to the city's role as a regional hub. Products are imported from overseas through the port in Cape Town, but they leave the city right away to other places in South Africa. So you can think of a car that's imported through the port, but actually sold to someone in another city. So they are not part of Cape Town's direct metabolism, but they still pass through the city, so they are included in the data. Depending on the available freight statistics, it may or it may not be possible to separate out throughput from regular imports. The same applies to exports. You can see the throughputs are listed separately. Now, let's have a look at these tables. Do you remember domestic extraction? Domestic extraction are the materials extracted from nature. In Cape Town, non-metallic minerals are by far the largest flow. If we review more detailed listings, we can see that aggregate and sand form the core of non-metallic minerals that are mined in Cape Town. In OMAT, you can trace all of the numbers to their source. So I can click on one of the numbers and we can see what the original source for the data is. Let's have a look. Here you can see that the source is the mining statistics information. I can click through. Here I can see more information about this particular source. I can see who it provided, what the limitations are, what data is and what isn't included, and I can even download the file. This kind of data transparency and traceability is important in urban metabolism work, because data quality and reliability vary greatly. Going back to the data tables, we can also see that imports are an important part of Cape Town's metabolism. Biomass and fossil fuels are by far the biggest majority. In total, Cape Town imports about 15 million tons of goods. That equals 4,000 kilos per capita per year. Again, we can drill down to see more details. Here we can see the different materials as separated in the Eurostat methodology. All these categories have the same numbering and listings in the Eurostat framework. That means that you can compare these numbers to other studies that use the same framework. It also means that we can use some standard indicators that are part of this Eurostat methodology. Let's have a look. These indicators are calculated by OMAT, and it is also possible to create your own indicators. By clicking on one of them, we can see how the data is calculated. We even see a graph, and again, we can click on each of the items and we go to the source information. Finally, we can review some of the graphs. Domestic processed output is the terminology in the Eurostat framework for flows that go into the natural environment. You can see that emissions to air by far outweigh all the other categories. This is the case in most cities because of CO2 emissions. You can browse all the data by going to the website. This is just a simple glance to give you an idea of what kind of data was made available after undertaking this material flow analysis. Hopefully this has given you a bit more insight into the practical work of doing an MFA. It may be time consuming to gather data initially, but if urban metabolism work is not yet done in your city, then there are a lot of benefits to be gained. And you don't have to do it in exactly the same way. The most important step is to start, even if it's just with one type of material flow. By building up knowledge and experience over time, and by collecting more and better data, the insights from this work will continue to improve as well. And the good news is that it is often very fun and rewarding to study the entire resource cycle in a city. Good luck!